Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making smart online payments. Shop online from anywhere using your CBZ Bank Visa card. CBZ Bank, partners for success. A bank that's in sync with your lifestyle. We understand your unique requirements and the high level of service that you deserve. Our dedicated relationship officers are ready to grow your wealth and give you sound investment advice designed to support your business, asset acquisition goals, and the life you want to lead. Reach for the stars. Apply for the CBZ Prime account. CBZ Bank, partners for success. Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making smart online payments. Shop online from anywhere using your CBZ Bank Visa card. CBZ Bank, partners for success. A bank that's in sync with your lifestyle. We understand your unique requirements and the high level of service that you deserve. Our dedicated relationship officers are ready to grow your wealth and give you sound investment advice designed to support your business, asset acquisition goals, and the life you want to lead. Reach for the stars. Apply for the CBZ Prime account. CBZ Bank, partners for success.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a very warm welcome to you all to this exclusive live stream of the St. John's Seconds team away to Lomagundi Seconds. My name is Tabo Moyo, and I'll be bringing you the action as we see the kick-off from Lomagundi playing in the dark green, the bottle green, going from the left of your screen to the right against St. John's in the lime tops and white shorts. As you see an exit by St. John's and up and under, testing the Lomagundi backfield early. Ball recovered by Hodza. Hodza goes for a run down the left-hand side and very well met, very strongly met and firmly met hit into touch, and that'll be the first line out of the game to St. John's. St. John's, of course, would be happy with this net gain because having received the kick, they would have been keen to get as far up the field as possible for this next phase of play. And you see the throw is going to be taken by Mzorewa. High throw to Makuranzo, but overthrow and he missed it. And Gandhi will take the ball up, and you see the ball with Tashawedu. Tashawedu is taken to ground early. Those are hands in the rug, surely. Ball recovered by Vicky. Vicky goes running laterally across the field. Not really committing too many defenders, but that is a consequence of running laterally across the field. You will find yourself running at cross purposes with your teammates, and that is an accidental offsides to Lomagundi, and they will get the opportunity to kick into the St. John's half. Not much mileage gained from that kick, and that'll be Lomagundi throw, their first throw into the line out, just on the St. John's 10. Lomagundi lining up as Mbegegwi at prop, Kanotangudza and Mutiti, making up the front row, Timba Manyinyire and Chawatama as locks, Chulu, Muromba, Mangisi at 9, Machamire at 10, Banga 11, Hodza 12, Tembo 13, Tashawedu 14, and Siawamaya at 15. As you see, a good rolling maul there from Lomagundi, getting settled nice and early, eating up the mileage. A number of St. John's boys are on the wrong side of that maul, should be attracting a penalty and brought down. Surely that maul, there should be a penalty advantage to Lomagundi. So they got the freedom to play it up. See a carry upfield, but not in the best of body positions was that man. Now another strong carry there from the big boy Mutiti. As Lomagundi continued to work to the far side of the field. Another carry again from the number 19. And the ball is stolen by St. John's, but there was no advantage from the penalty. So we will come back to either of two penalty awards, and the referee asks them, which one would you like to take? Gandhi will pick the more central one of the two. Good strong carry from Mutiti, but asked to come back because I was not tapped from the correct place. The opportunity to gain 10 meters lost by Gandhi. Actually, it looks like there was a forward pass from the number 9 to Mutiti. So that is St. John's getting the opportunity to execute a relieving exit from their own 22. Ball to be fed in by Barrett to the front row of Tehran, Muzorewa, and Mushangwa. Sapol is fed in, very well held, very good platform. Barrett to Rob kicking it upfield, getting it up to the St. John's 10. This is Gandhi on the counter-attack. With the fly of Machamira. Machamira trying to duck in, but well contained there by Murape. Very good defensive line pressure coming in from St. John's on this occasion. The Bullets, as they're affectionately known. Quick recycle there from Mangisi. Mangisi looking to set up a good attacking platform for the hosts. And that will be brought back to a penalty advantage for a high shot by Murape by the look of things. Hodza to kick for the corner. Try and gain as much ground as he possibly can. Once again, choosing security over mileage. And he'll take that a good 20 meters upfield. Just into the St. John's 22. Lomagundi on this occasion. St. John's themselves lining up as Tehran, Muzorewa, and Mashangwa as the front row. Makuranzo and Nyamangara as the locks. Murape, Umkwakwa, and Uzongi as the Lucies. Barat Chimeura as the halfback combination. Vicky and Rob as the wings. Kawanzarua and Mutabaya as the centers, and Oliver at fullback. Another good solid carry there from the Gandhi lock Timber. Good play action that is developing for Gandhi, and will this be right in by Siamwaya? Yes, it is, and that is Gandhi drawing first blood and getting the first points of the match. Very good play action that is from Lomagundi, sucking in the St. John's defense, as it were, and maintaining their width. So a number of players had plenty of real estate to run into. And Siawa Mwaya punishing St. John's duly. So that is 5 points to nil with 6.5 minutes gone in the first half of this second team match. As we wait for the conversion from Hodza. He will set it up. Right-footed kicker. Hopefully, he's looking at the right-hand post if you're of a Lomagundi persuasion. Reasonable crowd out here today. Nice, cool day, clear blue skies. And Hodza, nice, even pace, good cadence, and that is duly converted. That is 7 points to nil. The hosts in the lead. Very good crowd out here today for a fixture free. Traditionally, this would be a day when most boarders would have gone back home. But a number of parents from both sides and kids have turned out. Chimeura to kick off. Good hanging kick. Just into the Jones 22. Recovered by Hodza. Was that a free hit after the kick? Good mileage gained off that kick, and that goes into touch. Just short of the halfway. Of course, with the fullback receiving that ball in his own 22, he can't kick it out on the full without it being adjudged as out on the full. Zorewa to throw. Last time he threw, we saw it was an overthrow to the back. Yet, just about gathered in by Makwiranzo. Play action, very good charge up the center by the first center. St. John's playing to the near side. Chip over by Rob. Taken late by Chulu, and that is a penalty. And we will go to an earlier penalty that had been awarded for offsides. Lomagandi's over eager defensive line called out for being ahead of the last man's feet. And St. John's will take this opportunity to accumulate points, and they've asked for the... In fact, no, they're actually kicking into touch, sorry. And we see them going just into the 22. They had a very good line out a couple of moments ago, so they want to make the most of the momentum that they gained off that. Very good throw to the back of that line out. We've seen them go to the back twice. First time was unsuccessful. Will he do it a second time? St. John's seemed to be lining up on that occasion, but this time we see an overthrow. Unfortunately, for Zorewa on that occasion. Missing Makwiranzo. And that is a very good exit by Lomagundi. Did that go into touch? No, it looks like it was gathered by the St. John's fullback, Oliver. As St. John's execute 2 passes across the field. Are they able to set up Vicky? As play progresses, and we see Kawanzarua taken. St. John's working to the middle of the field. Good wide pass that is from the fly half. Chimeora. Lateral running that is from Oliver. Ooh, but the pass not going to hand and recovered by the Lomagundi fly half. Machamire. Machamire runs across the field and ooh, as Gandhi look to play out of their own 5 meter, the ball is knocked on and will come back to an advantage for the pass from Oliver going forward. And that is going to be a defensive scrum to Lomagundi just on their 5. You know how it is where you die by the sword, you live by the sword, or is it the other way around? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. On this occasion, Lomagundi looking to take advantage of the broken line, the broken defensive line of St. John's. Trying to run into the spaces that were there, but unfortunately, the pass is not going to hand. So that is a quick pick by the 9. Play action developing on the short side, and that ball is kicked out on the full. Or it seems the Gandhi fly off kicked it from within his own 22. You'll have to forgive me for that. So that is a line out to St. John's just over the Gandhi 10. Are they going to go to the back once again? This time they go to the front. Good throw that is from St. John's. Go strong carry up there by Muzwongi. Muzwongi working to the near side. That is the law coming back to the hooker. Mzorewa. Mzorewa. Go strong carry that is from St. John's. Good play off that wide ruck. Bit of softish pass that is from the scrum half. He'll look to be a bit more consistent there. Another low pass from the scrum half, putting his catchers under a bit of pressure. But Kawanza doing really well to keep forward momentum going. Oliver with the chip through, looking for his winger. Gathered by the Gandhi backfield. Looks like St. John's were taking advantage of a penalty advantage that they had for offsides by the Lomagundi defense. So St. John's have the option of kicking for poles, getting on the scoreboard, or going back to kicking for the corner. Oliver with the left foot kick. Good and well judged, and that is just on the Lomagundi 5. So I'm pretty sure this will be a throw to the front of the line out, and they'll come down to set up a maul, try to suck in as many of the Lomagundi defenders as they possibly can. So if you're just joining us, it is 14 minutes into this second team match between the St. John's Bullets away to Lomagundi. Good solid maul that is. Are they able to bring that down? And yes! That is a very well executed maul off the line out by St. John's, showing that they do have attacking options and platforms. Lomagundi will do well to maintain their defensive discipline, because St. John's have shown that they do have a line out that they can rely on. And they've got a very well drilled maul that can cause a lot of damage. So that try coming from Mzorewa at the back of that. The fullback Oliver, as he sets up to kick, the ball has just fallen over. Not much of a wind. So there shouldn't really be anything taking this ball off course. Left foot. Is that over? No, unfortunately. He pulls it. And Lomagundi live another day. So the score is 7 points to 5. The hosts are ahead with 15 and a half minutes gone. As we wait for the kick restart from the Lomagundi first center. Hodza. Right foot kick to the left side of his attack. Just about caught by the St. John's flanker, Mkwakwa. Mkwakwa well made by the Gandhi title prop Mutiti. Good solid drive in the post contact. That is from St. John's. Grab it through by the fly half, putting the backfield under pressure. Just about recovered by Tashaya Wedu. Tashaya Wedu to run across. Looking for his fullback on the far side. But very well made. That is from the St. John's backline. Good pressure coming from the St. John's defensive line. Very good chase pressure. And Gandhi will kick. Well recovered by Oliver. Sorry, by Rob. He finds Oliver. Oliver with the up and under. For Vicky. Vicky to chase. Oh, pressure form. With the pressure. Wodza has dropped the ball. And St. John's will benefit. They will take it. They will be emboldened by this net gain from the kickoff. So that is St. John's with the central scrum just on the Lomagundi 10. They've got options of going either side of the field. Now, who do they want to set up for the one-on-one? We see their 8 has taken a fairly wide-ish position on the far side. The 9 will go without him. Plays across to the Kawanzarua. Kawanzarua. The ball comes out to the number 8, Muzongi. Muzongi. Another good carry up the middle, around the back to the second center, Mutabagi. Mutabagi, first carry. Good clean, that is by the St. John's Bullets. Fly off to switch and take play back to the far side. This looks like one of those well-executed drills from the practice field. But unfortunately, momentum lost. So that is slow recycle. And the Gandhi backfield get the opportunity to recover that ball and kick upfield. And that'll be a line out to St. John's, the visitors, just short of the Gandhi halfway. If you're just joining us, it's 19 minutes into the second team match. Lomagundi in their bottle green. The Bullets hosting, in fact, the Lomagundi seconds in the bottle green hosting the St. John's Bullets in their lime. Good line out that is from St. John's, from Lomagundi, sorry. That is hands in the ruck. Surely that should be a penalty. But where I thought that would be a penalty to Lomagundi for the tackler not releasing, it's just that the ball carrier did not place. So action develops on the near side. Vicky to dance to try and get away from the defense on his side. Ball comes out. Teron running laterally across the field. Tip pass by Oliver. Oliver finds Makuranzo. Makuranzo gets a ball out. And that is a try to St. John's, and they lead for the first time. 20 minutes gone. It is now St. John's, the visitors 10. Lomagundi 7. Once again, St. John's bunching up the Lomagundi defense, maintaining their width and playing into the spaces that they create. I was a bit critical of Tehran running across the field. I'd have felt he would have gone a bit straighter and committed some defenders and allow his playmakers to get that ball wide. Very well worked try that is by the St. John's Bullets as the kick comes over. But Oliver, this time it is on target. So that is Lomagundi, the hosts, trailing 7 points to 12 with 21 minutes gone. Lomagundi drawing first blood and getting a measure of their own medicine in terms of how they scored their first try, how they looked to draw the St. John's defense in and then play out into the spaces out wide. That's pretty much what happened with this second St. John's try. So two teams with more or less the same strategy. Let's see who can execute it better. And you see good strong recovery that is from Gwagwa. Mobbed up there by Mtabai. St. John's play out wide. Good carry up by Murape. Ball comes out. Much better pass that is from the scrum half. Good carry by Mshangwa. But not, unfortunately, there. Muzongi just to have gone off his feet and making that ball unplayable. So that is a much needed penalty for Lomagundi. They haven't had much going their way over the last 12 minutes or so. So this is the first time Gandhi have been in the St. John's half for a while. So lots of pressure on the Lomagundi hooker Kanota Ngudza to make sure this throw ball goes out. Well done. Well recovered by Manyinyire. But Johns this time well able to contain that maul, not allowing it to form up. Good carry up by the 8th man. Muromba going somewhat laterally, but able to draw the high tackle. Quick tap, that is from the scrum half. Mangisi takes advantage of somewhat sloppy attentiveness. In fact, he's able to take advantage of the St. John's defense going to sleep somewhat there. Players not getting back 10 and a huge gap opening up in the middle. Very good awareness that is by Mangisi, the Lomagundi scrum half, and he's over to score. Bringing the score to 12 points all. As we rejoin the action, that was a very good turnover from that defensive Lomagundi scrum by the St. John's Bullets, charging down the exit, and very good composure on the transition to kick that ball through and score before the Lomagundi backfield had recovered. Very good work on the right side of the field. That was from St. John's. So St. John's will retake the lead, and the score remains 17 points to 14 with the kick unsuccessful from the fullback Oliver. Very well worked defensive scrum half right in the green zone. That was from the Bullets, showing that they've got many ways in which they can hurt you. So 29 minutes on the clock. And the visitors lead 17 points to 14 as we wait for the kick from Hodza. Again, going to the left-hand side. And that was knocked on by St. John's, and that is a very good return this time for Lomagundi. First time they've won the kick restart phase. Let's see if they can take something before halftime. So far, the scrums have been very evenly contested, so that should be a stable platform for the dangerous Lomagundi backline to run from. In terms of the try counter, it is St. John's leading 3-2. Play action through the middle. The fly half finding his winger, Tashawedu. Again, the fly half to Downs. Chickening pass out to his outside backs. Full back to his number 11, Banga to dance through. Well handled by the St. John's defense. Toronto the tackle on Chulu. Lomagundi needing to be patient, but fortunately, drawing the penalty, and there is enough scope for them to take that kick, but opting to tap, looking for the full return of 5 points, and held up. Oh, that is a coach killer right there. Lomagundi with the opportunity to take a kick at poles before halftime to bring the scores back to some level of parity, but choosing to go for the full return. And it'll be the visitors leading 17 points.
Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making smart online payments. Shop online from anywhere using your CBZ Bank Visa card. CBZ Bank, partners for success. A bank that's in sync with your lifestyle. We understand your unique requirements and the high level of service that you deserve. Our dedicated relationship officers are ready to grow your wealth and give you sound investment advice designed to support your business, asset acquisition goals, and the life you want to lead. Reach for the stars. Apply for the CBZ Prime account. CBZ Bank. Partners for success.
Welcome back to the second half of this second team clash between the hosts Lomagundi and St. John's. The score from halftime was the hosts trailing 14 points to 17. Very even match in certain aspects, albeit St. John's having the majority of possession. As you see, a defensive scrum from Lomagundi. Very important that they exit well. Kick into Vicky, a very dangerous player in the transition. Very well covered there on that occasion by his counterpart, Tashawedu. And take it into touch. So that is a line out to the hosts, just short of their 10. In fact, about 10 meters short of their 10, sorry. As the throw comes in from Kanotangudza to the front. Another good maul that is from Lomagundi. We saw that executed once in the first half. Brought down by St. John's. That should be a penalty advantage. Slow recycle on that advantage. Not much of an advantage. Surely that was brought down by St. John's. We cannot call that a sack because that was well beyond where the line out first happened. A St. John's player clearly lying at the bottom of that and making the whole situation unsafe for the guys on the drive. Setting a dangerous precedent to be awarding that sort of defense at the mall. So yet another scrum. So far the scrums have been very well contested, but this time very good drive from Lomagundi. Adjust to be driving over the meter and a half. I don't quite agree with that because I thought that was just on the meter and a half. Tap and go from St. John, setting up a wide rock. Tyrone with the carry, again running wide. Takes the ball out to his centers. Oliver with yet another tip through. We saw that earlier. Vicky with the defense, but seatbelt tackle. That's a penalty advantage to Lomagundi. Hopefully, the advantage will be better executed this time. Quick recycle that is from the hosts. Up to the 8th man. Muromba through the middle. Fly off on the loop. Almost dropped, but well handled ultimately by Kashawedu, running on the cycle. Good play action developing through the middle between Chulu and Kanodangudza, but recovered by St. John's. Is this Kawanzarua? And he scores! Yet another try on the transition. St. John's taking advantage of mistakes made by Lomagundi. Taking the score to 22 points to 14. Five minutes gone in the second half. Lomagundi have 25 minutes to turn the situation around. St. John's kicker Oliver looking to take all of his 40 seconds. Surely is running it fairly fine. Solid kick that is, but pulled by the fullback. That'll be disappointing given the fact that he's a left-footed kicker. He should have been going for the left poles. Left-footed kicker, left pole, right-footed kicker, right pole. The natural fade of the ball should take the ball in. That should be knocked on by Rob. Yet another positive outcome from the kick restart by Lomagundi. Surely they should be able to take advantage of this momentum shifter. They need anything and everything to go their way from this point on. At this point, I cannot see any halftime substitutions made by either side. As the ball is fed into the line out by Mangisi, scorer of the second try of Lomagundi. Good solid play that is from Lomagundi through the middle. As the fly half chips over the top, tries to get past Vicky. Vicky recovers that well, taken into his 22. St. John's under pressure to execute properly. Good kick out that is from the fullback. So Lomagundi should take heart from this passage of play. See a fair amount of creative running from their backline. They will need a couple of players to straighten up that line, commit more defenders to the center of midfield, allow for some physical mismatch to happen on the far sides, on the extreme ends. Another good line out from Lomagundi, and we should see a more, and yes, we do. Yet another more. Can Lomagundi draw the penalty? Another failed attempt to drop that one. We see this time there is a penalty advantage to Lomagundi. Surely that should come back. Lomagundi with the freedom to play. They've got options. They've got the width. The ball comes out. The eighth man, Muromba. Penalty advantage should still be on. Chip over the top. But just about recovered by the St. John's backfield. And we will go back to that first advantage from the penalty. One of the St. John's players bringing that maul down. Lots of pressure on Lomagundi to tap and go quickly. But they do have a maul that works. They do have a line-out that works. So they do have the freedom and the platform to kick into the corner. And indeed they will. Hodza, good kick. Takes the hosts to about 8 meters away from the St. John's try line. Lomagundi have done extremely well throwing to the front of the line out. This time we see they're working at number 4, bring that down. That is a proper sack this time by St. John's. Unfortunately, that pass to Hodza not going to hand. Not the best of passes from the scrum half. Bit loopy, a bit softish. Not really coming on to the number 12, who needed that to be a crisp pass at chest height. But unfortunately, that was straight at him, a little bit behind him, and certainly dipping. Can hardly fault him on that. So players just on the St. John's 22, and St. John's with the opportunity to exit. We see already the fly of Chimeora has taken the wicket-keeper position behind the scrum, which, by the way, is the best possible position to take. Makes it difficult for the Lucies to get onto you. Pass comes out from the scrum half. Chimeora to exit. Very well done. That is from St. John's. Very good exit. Very stable. And the pressure that was on the Lucies to get onto the fly half has resulted in a penalty to St. John's for coming unbound before the end of that scrum. And St. John's get a very easy exit, much to the disappointment and frustration of the Lomagundi bench, where they would have had the line out. Now St. John's get to maintain possession from the exact same position. And indeed, Chimura will kick. Two touch. And that's a St. John's line out. Ball to be thrown in by Mzorewa. Will he go to the back as he was doing during the first half from that position? Goes to the front. Finds Makwiranzo. Ball comes out to the first center. He's had a very good game. Kawanzarua working to the near side. See the fullback with the right. He beats one man. Beats the second man. Passes in to Vicky. Well caught there, but adjust to be a seatbelt tackle. That's a penalty advantage to St. John's. Just on the 22. Very good play that was by St. John's. The visitors looking to pile on the pressure. Create more separation on the scoreboard. Ball comes loose at the back of that ruck. Just about handled by the first center, and that is a try. Second try in the second half by Kawanzarua. Lomagundi getting punished for indiscipline off that scrum that happened earlier. The Lucy's coming unbound. And because of that, St. John's were able to work all the way up the field from their own 22. So it is the visitors leading 27 points to 14. With 17 minutes to go. And that is over. This time it was Mutabai taking over the kicking duties from the fullback. $29 points to 14. It is now a 15-point game. Lomagundi taking their time to get back up to the halfway and restart. This is going to be a crucial 16 minutes. Whenever they've looked to get a sequence of good moments happening, moments in discipline or ill execution, costs them. Kick gathered by the second center. Mtabai beats one man, brought down. Very good defense, that is. Surely that should be a Gandhi penalty, and yes, it is. Very well done by Manyinyire. Getting over that tackle player very quickly, winning the race for space over the ball. Giving absolutely no window for the St. John's cleaners to get into. So Hodza will kick that into touch. And Lomagundi with a very important attacking line out. They've only got about 14 and a half minutes to rescue this situation. So the man who won the penalty will throw into the line out. Well brought down. Well sacked again by St. John's. Their timing of the sack is much, much improved. Good solid carry by the 8th man, Muromba. Ball will come out from the replacement scrum half to the fly half. Hodza not really giving his fly half a chance to create space, though. They were too closely spaced and he was standing fairly static. Lomagundi with a chance to score. Was that dropped? Looks like he knocked it on over the try line. Actually, in fact, it's a try. It's a try to Lomagundi. So Lomagundi are not done yet. The score is now 29 points to 19 with the kick to come. As things stand, it's a 10-point deficit. If they kick this over, it'll be 8. So there'll be scope for a penalty and a converted try to pull this one out of the fire. So the first center holds up to take it with his right foot. Just past the 22 and on his 5. Is that enough? Yes, there's enough on that for the 2. 21 points to 19, 3 converted tries now from Lomagundi. This game is certainly not yet done. There's still 12 minutes left and only 8 points between the two. Chimora with the kick. Good again kick. Ooh, Lomagundi allowing that to bounce. And the fly off will kick that under pressure. Was he inside his 22? The pullers to take that quickly. Nkwakwa finding Chimeora. Chimeora kicking it over, looking for Vicky. Ooh. That bouncing ball not going to hand. Lomagundi with the chance to counter with the fullback. Seawa Mwaya, scorer of the first try for Lomagundi. The replacement second center will dance through the middle. Slow recycle this from Lomagundi. No scrum off in attendance. That man surely was that. Hands in the rug there from St. John's. Lomagundi to exit. Will they go for the 50-22? Is there enough on that? The fullback allowing that to bounce, but happily for him, the ball bouncing infield as opposed to outfield. Oof. Good solid step that is past the replacement scrum half. The Lomagundi chase line is 6s and 7s right now. But St. John's managing to quiet things down a bit to stabilize that potentially dangerous situation, and the box kick finds the Gandhi 10. Surely the number 11 was in front of the kicker. And that was spotted by the referee, so we'll come back. So that is the number 11, Banga. Banga was in front of this kicker. Now the moments in discipline costing Lomagundi precious position and possession. And St. John's get yet another easy exit. If you're joining us, it is just over 9 minutes left in the second team clash between St. John's College from Harare and the hosts, Lomagundi College. The visitors leading 29 points to 21. As Johns play out to the far side. That man was over the ball on time. That should be a turnover to Lomagundi. Placement scrum off will take it again to the short side. Penalty advantage for a high shot by the first center from St. John's. Again, Gandhi testing the short side. This time they'll come to the midfield. Hodza will find the 8th man who's been a very keen carrier, Moromba. Mtiti taken down. We haven't seen much of him in the second half. A chip through by Hodza. putting Rob under pressure. And we'll come back to the penalty. There's an 8-point difference. Surely Gandhi should go for Paul so that they're within a converted try of taking this game. And indeed, they've asked for Paul's very good appreciation of the situation by the Gandhi captain on this occasion. You remember the last play of the first half. Gandhi had a very kickable penalty, but they chose to tap and go. This time, sanity prevails. So Hodza with a chance to bring this to within try scoring range. Again, the wind has died down. Right-footed. About 5 meters short of his 10. Nice steady cadence that is from Hodza. But this time just off the right-hand post. And that will be a 22 dropout by St. John's. 7 minutes left in this one. Chimera to kick out. And he finds the backfield man on that far side. Juggled but backwards. Softish pass. The fullback well met, but surely seatbelt. But difficult to blame the man on this occasion because the fullback, Siawamwaya, is a fairly short man and he was on the way down. So Lomagundi get a chance to kick into the Johns 22 and set up yet another maul. Whereas the Lomagundi maul has been fairly good and their more threatening St. John's have improved in their sack defense. Just over 6 minutes to go. No, 5.5 minutes, sorry. 8 points in it. Lomagundi hunting for a sniff at a chance to take this one at the death. Throw to the front. John's not contesting. This time, TT not waiting for the maul. Not the best body position to win that collision. Finds Mutomba. Mutomba well brought down by the Johns number 7, Gwagwa. Ball comes out to Hodza. Hodza will grab it through. Will that go out? Into the try box. And dotted. If Oliver had been a smidge more patient, that would have been a scrum further up the field, but he was under pressure. He taps and he goes quickly. And another moment's in discipline. The tackler not releasing at the bottom of that. And St. John's get yet another easy clearance. The Lomagundi 8th man Mutomba not coming back from that carry earlier. That double hit that he took. Good solid hit from Gwagwa. But he has indicated that he's okay, but he looks 40 degrees south of north. He's been a very important ball carrier for Lomagundi. He's a man they cannot lose. And that just about makes the halfway, just short of the halfway, I should say. St. John's with the throw into the line out off that penalty. As the clock continues to wind down, We're just over 3.5 minutes to go till the end. St. John's Bullets leading the hosts by 29 points to 21. This time tabbed off the top by Makwiranzo. The ball not really coming on. Carry up the middle. Tackled by Hodza. That was Mukwakwa. Ball comes out on the Lomagundi side. Lomagundi on the transition. Not much advantage of that by the referee. So he says that was a deliberate slap down. That's a yellow card given to, looks like the number 13 for St. John's. Indeed it is. Mutabai. With about 2 minutes to go, he knows his teammates are going to have to finish off this match without him. So Lomagundi with a real chance to take advantage of that extra man's advantage. Tabai had been a very key defender for St. John's. So I imagine Machamire will be looking at that space outside of Kawanzarua. Ball goes to the front. Gandhi to set up the maul this time. St. John's does not try to sack it. Very good attempt that was from St. John's to take the more field, but the pass not really coming on from the scrum half. And that was fumbled. Again, very difficult to blame the first receiver because that ball was not coming on. And it was dipping horribly. So the scrum half and his first receiver is not really getting to terms with his passing range. They would do well to perhaps get a little bit closer to him, give him more confidence, because that's not the first time we've seen passes landing short of where they should be. Good carry off the back, that is by St. John's, but unfortunately knocked on. Gandhi with yet another opportunity to come back with a minute to go. Come back to the first knock. Gandhi will be very keen to set this up as quickly as they can. St. John's will take their time. This is where a bit of that gamesmanship comes in. Find any opportunity to slow this set down. All of this is working out for St. John's. This scrum has taken more than 40 seconds to start. Again, a softish pass. Machamire working outwards. Outside the first center and into that gap where the number 13 would have been. Is that a try? Yes, it is. Lomagundi will be extremely keen to get this going again. If they take this kick, that would be the last play. Unfortunately, the young man... Oh, hang on. The young man not realizing that they could have opted to restart the game without going for that conversion. That would have given them the opportunity to steal that ball back from the kick restart and then to play through to win. But as it turns out, the referee must have given them the assurance that there is enough time to start again. So we will have the kick restart. I'm thinking that this is the last play. St. John's will take their time. They've stacked all their forwards on the near side of the field. Short contestable kick. Manyinyire with a very good catch. Gandhi with a chance. They'll slow this down. Good defense coming through from Makwiranzo. Coming through really hard on Kanotangudza. As Gandhi play outwards. Unfortunately, they knocked that on, and that is the end And St. John's will claim this cliffhanger by 29 points to 26.
Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making smart online payments. Shop online from anywhere using your CBZ Bank Visa card. CBZ Bank, partners for success. A bank that's in sync with your lifestyle. We understand your unique requirements and the high level of service that you deserve. Our dedicated relationship officers are ready to grow your wealth and give you sound investment advice designed to support your business, asset acquisition goals, and the life you want to lead. Reach for the stars. Apply for the CBZ Prime account. CBZ Bank, partners for success.